Is this the festive vibes that we need? Maybe. Hey everyone, welcome to Suit Up. Name's Chris. And we don't have hair product today, so you're gonna see me do a lot of this, especially. All right, we're definitely not playing this mix. I thought we'd play some holiday trapmas, some trapmas music. There's no holiday trapmas music. That's gonna be Friday. It's gonna be Friday. We're gonna do that Friday. Chop and I with Club Quarantine 5.0. What are we on? Club Quarantine 5.0, everyone. So that's what's going on Friday. There's so many things to talk about. And I just need to get a playlist up. Goodness. All right, let's get a playlist up, everyone. Thank you so much for dropping on by. Name's Chris Casper, and we do this every Thursday. What day is it? It's Thursday. It's every Wednesday. We do this every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We put on our best snowflake tie that our grandma gave us. That's a true story. My grandma did give me this snowflake tie today. She stopped by. She was like, hey, I heard you needed ties. And I was like, I was just going to tell them that I didn't make the Amazon order. And she was like, don't worry. I've got you with the tie game. And I did it. This is a different red coat even than the last one. Next week, though, we have a great show today. Let's talk about today's show. I have a lot of updates and things to go over, things that I'll also talk about on the rundown. But everyone, I have some breaking news. This week's rundown is the last rundown. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that a little bit. This is the last one. This week is the last one, and it is a big one. It is a big rundown. We have more top badges being announced than have ever been announced. I've got more shows being talked about that are newly created. There's a new feature that I'm going to talk about. There's a new feature that I'm going to talk about this Friday. We're also going to talk about the merged battles and what happened with that. In fact, we can talk a little bit about that today because there's been a lot of questions. Merged battles have been turned off for the time being. They'll come back. But they're going to come back differently. So stay posted on that, everyone. Merged battles will come back, but we had some mixed feedback, and we figured there's probably a better way to approach it, put some things in your hands, right? So we'll talk about that. Who knows the record for the number of badges given away on a rundown? Because I'm telling you, it's more. It's more than you can guess. More than you could have guessed. So there's actually the possibility of 100,000 badges being given away this Friday. FYI, we've never done 100,000, and that would be more than we had ever done. We're also giving out complimentary bottles of men's hair goop, maybe? Not sure. What's on the show today, though? We have 3 guests. They're all wonderful. They're all super talented in their own way. And the reason I'm pulling out my phone is because there's more updates to talk about, and I don't want to miss any notes. But today on the show, we do have Jacob Young. He's a young man, as you may guess. So Mr. Jacob Young's going to be on the show. We've also got someone who's, she's okay. She's kind of so-so. So-so's going to be in the building today, everybody. So-so's going to be in the building. She's okay. She's so-so, you know. She's so-so. And then lastly, we have a really nice guy last, and you're going to have to stay to find out who that is. But I can tell you he is a nice guy. I'm not the type of person to give spoilers, as you know. I'm not a spoiler kind of guy. We don't run that kind of show over here. If this is your first time watching, we do this every Wednesday. It's a late night talk show that somehow has done this same concept for more than almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. I hope you stay through it. Get to meet some new up and coming streamers. I can say that every single person on the show today is a rising star. Each person is a juggernaut that in maybe a month, 2 months, people are going to go, weren't you always a top badge? Weren't you always a top badge? Every single person on the show today, I feel those top badge vibes. I just do. I get that impression from I get that impression from them. I do. Okay, what else is going on? There's a few contests that are unique. The ugly sweater contest is going on. I'm going to make a clarification for everyone. How many winners do you think there are per day for the ugly sweater contest? 7? 7's not a good 7. There are not 6 214. There are 6. There are actually 6. The math checks out. My pre-algebra failed me yet again. Yet again, my pre-algebra failed me. The top male, the top female per platform will get it as long as they have not already gotten it. You cannot get a sweater twice. You can only wear one sweater at a time. You can't see the other one, so we got to spread the love around. It's the season for the sharing. Sharing is caring. It can be fun. All right, so 6 sweaters. There's also, everyone, one of the biggest weekend contests we've ever ran happening this weekend. You heard it here first. One of the biggest weekend contests that we've ever run. So stay posted, because when you see that, you're going to go, whoa, I might want to get in on that one. So if you've been thinking about how can I get creative with my streams, how can we get those gifts to drop, this weekend's a weekend to make that happen. Also, we're currently in day 3, 5, 800 of Giftmas. Every day a new bonus secret gift comes out, and they're going to fly it to you. They are shipping them in reindeer, and if they can't get reindeers, they're getting airplanes, and they're shooting them over super fast. So make sure that you check out the Giftmas things. They come with a bonus. And that's what we've got, everybody. So I won't hold you up anymore, but in case you didn't hear, this rundown is the last one this Friday. And I will have more details as to why towards the end of the show. So if you want to know why, I'll tell you, all right? So it's going to be a big one. It's going to be a big one, all right? All right, our first guest, he is young, but not too young. Moderation said, hey, he's okay. He can get on the show. He can get on the app. You just got to check it out. Our first guest tonight, everyone, he goes by Young. His name's Jacob, and he's in the box right now. Mr. Jacob Young, thank you so much, sir, for making it to the show. Ooh.
What's up, my friend?
You caught me dead in my tracks. I was going to say some things, and I just saw...
I had to put a suit on for you, bro.
You look fantastic.
What's up,
you even slicked the hair back and everything.
I did. I was like, let me put some gel in for Chris. I got this.
Learn a thing or two from you. So I like it. Mr. Jacob Young, actor, performer, hunky man, professional. I saw that on your LinkedIn. It's on your resume. So
okay, good. You
hunky man, perfect. Hunky man, professional is all one title. No, in your own words, how would you describe yourself as a performer and the other roles that you have?
I would say, honestly, so I've always pursued filmmaking as a passion. You know, that's been my dream, and I always encourage everyone to follow their dreams, even though it sounds like a long shot sometimes. And I found streaming in a really funny way. Like I looked at an ad on Craigslist for a different app, by the way. And someone from this app came to my stream on the other app and told me about this, and I just checked it out, and I was like, I like this because the thing I love about this app is like everyone's so interactive, you know, and that's awesome. So I would say I would describe myself as, you know, I'm kind of a people pleaser, you know what I'm saying? Like I like to make people happy, but in the sense of like, making them feel better about themselves and that they can do anything they want with their life, because that's what we can all do.
Definitely. Before we get too far into what makes streaming so fun for you, I have to know, this Craigslist thing that you did, what type of gigs were you getting from Craigslist? I can imagine that there was a very colorful selection of opportunities. What type of opportunities come from Craigslist?
Here's the funny thing about that, Chris, is like one of my first acting gigs I got that was paid was off Craigslist. So you know, with COVID and everything, I ended up moving from LA to Florida, and I was looking for talent gigs, like maybe modeling gigs, whatever. And I saw this ad for live streaming, and I thought, you know, I've never looked into this.
Yeah.
Let me check it out. Like, let me see what it's all about. And they guaranteed a salary and stuff. So I thought it was intriguing, and I never thought I'd ever be someone to live stream, to be honest with you.
But here you are. So that's awesome. You're not just an actor, though. You are a writer. You've taken it from front of the camera to also behind the camera. Help me understand and help the audience understand a bit more of some of that experience.
Yeah, so when I moved to Los Angeles, like a little over 5 years ago, I was just moving to be an actor, and a lot of people do this that are pursuing that career. And I kind of saw it for what it was. I saw like if you weren't a childhood star from like the age 5, you better just like do like a couple of things, like meet some people, meet the right people. That's always a big thing, but it's hard to do that when you're brand new to LA.
Yeah.
So I ended up thinking to myself, okay, how can I make it the clean way, like the right way in Hollywood, which is really hard. But
I mean, like I said, you may show up to one gig and they just happen to have a super nice couch, and that's great. Or maybe they happen to be a great writer like yourself, and you can collaborate on a great project. You took the writing route. What fast forward, what was the project that ended up catching some attention for you?
yeah, so I ended up taking the writing route because I knew I wanted to create my own jobs for myself and producing,
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I have this project out right now. It's on Amazon Prime. It's called Dead Voices. It's a horror movie, and I wrote it, I produced it, and I starred in it as one of the lead actors. And that's where like I got my inspiration from like Matt Damon. He did Good Will Hunting. He wrote that and starred in it, and that's what got me to want to take that route. So yeah, you guys can watch Dead Voices. It's a fun, scary movie.
What would you say makes Dead Voices scary, aside that voices should not be dead?
I would say that the scariest part about it is the psychological thriller part. And I call it a horror film because that's what people relate to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more like in the way like The Shining. Like you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's real or not until the very end.
What I'm interested too to know is what does it take to back a project like that? To take it from script, you're smiling, to take it from script to full production, casted, now online. Chronologically, walk us through some of that.
It's a lot of work. I wrote 5 other movies before I ended up having Dead Voices, and it was the biggest problem was always getting the financing.
Mm-hmm.
How are we going to make this project actually happen without money? You can't. So Dead Voices for me, before it like really lifted off, was just like, I want to make something. I want to make something happen and have it out there for the public to see.
Yeah.
And so I wrote the script. I had a good producer friend in Los Angeles that I was really close to. He's a big producer. And I sent him the script. He sent it to a big horror film director who's had big hits in the past, and he loved it. And one thing led to another, and we ended up raising like $120,000 to shoot it, which is really cheap for a movie.
I mean, how many people can say that they made a couple calls and got 125 grand together?
Exactly right.
That's a pretty big deal.
It was the hardest thing I ever did in my life, man. Honestly.
Besides maybe some of those Craigslist gigs.
Exactly. Right.
But hey, the movie's been out. What would you say looking back? Are you happy that you did it? Do you consider the project to be a success?
Very happy I did it. Unfortunately, because of COVID, it was actually going to be bought by Warner Brothers. And I went to Warner Brothers Studios. It was going to get a mass like international release in theaters. And then COVID happened. And then they met with me still. They still called me into their office. And they're like, Jacob, we loved it. We loved the movie because they came to the screening I held for buyers. And they just said, because of this pandemic, not much we can do. And so I got a digital release through a different company. But I have no regrets. Like I put my heart into it, and I followed my dream. So you can't regret that. When you do something like that, everyone should do it,
Definitely. I'm sure you still got things in the pipeline. You don't chalk up the one win, right? You're looking for another one. So what's Greatest Hits Volume 2 looking like? Are you going for horror again? Or what are some of the projects?
Ironically enough, I have a the show The Office, right?
I have not heard of that before.
The Office is a really good TV comedy, and I know what you're saying. As we're both in suits.
Yeah.
So
So you're writing The Office too?
it's like The Office. It's called The Pump Gym, and it takes place in a gym, and so it's like a personal trainer setting meets The Office. So it's pretty funny.
I like it. I like the concept. Let's jump into some of the streaming. You're now here on this platform, Meet Me. You said you had done other things, acting. What specifically is the draw to this type of entertainment? What have you found to be rewarding, and why do you keep coming back?
The most rewarding thing I've found on this app in particular is the community you build. Like, I've met fellow streamers who've become really good friends of mine, and even people who don't stream who are viewers. It's just amazing. Like, I look forward to hitting go live and seeing all these people come in right when I start my live, because I've only been on the app for like a little over 3 months, and I've been very consistent. You know, I go on 7 days a week, and it's just the friendships I've built. It's a big thing. Like, we build each other up. We're there for each other. My stream is like known for positivity.
Sure.
So that's been the biggest thing for me, especially in these times where like people are in lockdown and stuff. Like, some of my best friends I've met here are in different countries, you know?
Yeah. Speaking of built, you, sir, are hiding a lot of secrets under that suit. You're jacked. You're a pretty buff dude. I had no idea. When did that happen? Did you just wake up one day like Tobey Maguire and go, when did this happen? I mean, how does that start?
I got bit by a radioactive spider, and I just woke up one day with muscles.
Everyone right now is hustling to your Instagram, like, let me see. Let me see what Chris is talking about. But do it after the show. After the show, get your popcorn.
Yeah, no. So basically, I was a personal trainer. I was the #1 trainer in the country for Gold's Gym, and I got really inspired by that, helping other people get in shape. And I did bodybuilding competitions, so that's what got me into staying fit and being healthy.
When you say #1 trainer for Gold's Gym, how does someone get awarded that?
Sure, yeah. So there's over 800 Gold's Gyms in the United States, and they rank you based on how many sessions you service and how much revenue you bring into the club. And I was averaging like 212 sessions per month training people, and like winning competitions. Like, they had like, you know, weight loss competitions and stuff. So that's how they ranked us among everyone. And then I hit #1 after 3 months of working for Gold's Gym. And it was crazy because no one had beat #1 for like 6 years.
Wow. What's the secret?
It's the same I'm doing here on the app. It's consistency and putting in the time. It's like anything in life. Like, if you put in the time and you're consistent, you'll reap the benefits of that, you know, no matter what you're doing in life.
Definitely, sure. I mean, whether it's acting, bodybuilding, script writing seems daunting to me. To sit down and have to know how to write words and things, it's just incredible. That's a feat.
Exactly, yeah.
But, you know, being a mathematician, I have some of my strengths. So, you know.
We all do, don't we?
No.
I suck at math, man.
So, Mr. Young, I always throw this last question, and it's the same question every time, but is there anything that you would like to promote, anything that we haven't had an opportunity to cover that, while everyone's listening, you would like to talk about?
I would say, you know, if you're a fan of horror films, of course, you know, like we kind of touched base on the movie I wrote, produced, and acted in, you know, check out Dead Voices on Amazon Prime if you like horror films. If you don't, probably stay away from it unless you're on a hot date. And other than that, it's just, guys, thank you for being here. I appreciate everyone who's here watching me, watching Chris, and these amazing streamers coming up next. My stream is all about positivity. Like, we have a lot of fun. We play games. We sing. We dance. We do all kinds of stuff. And it's just about making life a little more enjoyable during these times, which I think we all need, you know?
Sure. Before you go, you are walking a path that many people watching would like to also walk, and that's in the entertainment industry. Can you give us one thing that you've learned, whether it be regret's a strong word, but a regret, a learning experience that you can reflect on and say, yeah, that one, not again?
I would say, as an overall message, like, everyone in the entertainment biz says it's all about this is true, but my biggest regret, like early on into it, was thinking that mindset and thinking like, how can I get like a shortcut to victory, to being successful.
Yeah.
And it's more like, when it's about who you know, it's about who you really know, like as a real person, as a friend, like someone you connect with. So that's my biggest regret, is when I thought like, who do I gotta like schmooze and like, be good friends with to get ahead. And it just doesn't work like that in anything really, but entertainment especially.
Yeah. Yeah. Schmoozing, I think people can see through that, have a little transparency into, is this person really care to know about my Russian doll collection, or do they want to be in my next movie?
Let me find out, Chris. Let me find out.
I might. Maybe if all of a sudden you get a Magic the Gathering collection together, I will see through it, but I will also be happy about it. So either way.
Exactly.
All right. Mr. Jacob Young, when do you go live? If people want to catch you, if they'd like to hang out with you a little bit more, when can they find you?
So yeah, I go on every day. It's rare that I take a day off, and I usually go on around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm on I do at least 8 hours a day. So
that's a full time, my friend.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go, everyone. If you have not favorited Jacob Young, go ahead and give him the favorite. Hit the little star. He's got the little cinema camera there. Thank you so much for being on the show. We'll look forward to seeing your future successes both on and off the app.
Thank you so much for having me, man.
Yes, sir. Mr. Young, thank you so much. That's our first guest, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
He's got a sweater. They're putting some more clothes on you. Put a shirt on.
Me too, right?
All right. Well, while we're waiting for that sweater to disappear, everyone, if you're just tuning in, this show is called Suited Up, and we do it every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Jake. No, not now. Ugh. Sometimes we wear comfy sweaters. Sometimes we fly jets. Sometimes ice dragons come by. That's a rumor, though. And I appreciate all of you coming on. These are conversations of people who are upcoming and established on and off of the platform, and hope that you can start to develop and find people that you may want to join. Get a new friend. Find a new stream to be a part of. I can tell you, though, that this next streamer, she's pretty okay. She's really just so-so. But I saw her, I went to her live stream, and I thought, well, all right, here's the real story, everyone. She asked me to get in her box, and I said, no. Are you crazy? I have Cheetos all over me right now. I'm not presentable. It wasn't Cheetos, but close enough. And she's like, okay, well, another time then. I said, how about instead of me getting in your box, you jump in my box this Wednesday for the show? And she said, all right, sure. And so that's Mr. Nice Guy. Where are you, So-So? So-So, request the box. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a lot of plugs for you. that was definitely your cue to get in the box. Ladies and gentlemen, if you need to charge your phone, don't worry. It's about to be charged with the amount of energy coming off this streamer. Ladies and gentlemen, our second person this evening, Miss So-So. So-So. Hi, it's great to see you. We're doing it.
Hi, everyone, guys. What's up?
No. This is great. This is great. I love the happiness.
I'm hot. Wow.
Can I tell you a secret?
What's going on?
All right. So it's an unwritten rule that as a streamer, if you say, all right, I'm going to go now, and you say goodbye, that you stay 5 more minutes. So, of course, I said, all right, I'm going to go now, bye. And then
and you watched.
I can tell you that I have never felt more happy to book someone for this show than seeing how much you talked about. Guys, you didn't even know the name of the show, and I loved it. She was like, I'm going to go on the The Chris Casper Show this Wednesday, everybody. And you said that like 10 times. It's like, she doesn't even know the name. That's fine, though. It's okay. But that's okay. Here you are. It's on the Suited Show or the whatever show. And you're excited to be here. Thank you.
Welcome to the So-So and the Casper Show, y'all.
That's the So-So and Casper Show.
The So-So and the Casper Show.
All right. We have a lot to talk about. So let's do the thing. So how long have you been a streamer?
So I've been streaming. Oh, I gotta stand up here. Sorry, guys. I'm getting some sweaters. I've been streaming since about May, so I'm gonna say I've been streaming for a good 8 months now, and it's been pretty amazing. A good, amazing 8 months on the streams. So.
8 months.
Yeah.
What made you say I want to download the such and such app? Which app are you on?
Story, actually.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was never a social media person. It just happened to be that the pandemic actually started, and my younger brother is the person why I even began streaming. I saw him streaming once, and he was just like, oh, this is Meet Me, you know, like you can meet really awesome people, and you know, you can make yourself, make something of yourself on it. And I was like, okay, well, if you're he's like, well, if you're bored, you know, go ahead and stream. So I was like, okay, why not? So I ended up trying it, and I ended up just falling in love with all of it. It was just like, okay, from meeting people that I just kind of connected more on a personal level, not just on a personal level, but on friendship levels. It just kind of felt more like family to me in a way. I was able to speak to people about things I can't necessarily speak to about off the app, so people I necessarily know in real life.
Let's hold on. Let's talk about that. Whoa.
Honestly, that's the main reason I even started streaming, because this was my escape, and it just became like home to me.
I love that I said let's pause and talk about, and you're like, nope, bulldoze. Okay, so going back to that thing where you're like, I couldn't talk to people in my real life about. What was it about talking to hundreds of strangers that made it more acceptable, or made it acceptable?
It was the fact that they weren't able to judge me based off of my personal life, because they don't know me personally for them to make those decisions. So the fact that I was able to open up about certain things, or just talk about certain things, and they're just giving me advice off of their own knowledge of whatever they experienced, it just felt good, because I was like, okay, I'm not being judged here. Nobody's judging me for the things that I feel or the things that I say, or not even that. It's just weird, because these people notice when I'm happy, they notice when I'm sad, they notice the little things that are off about me, and it's appreciative, and it feels good to have that. So I love going on, and I love being a goofball.
It's a bit of a blank slate, is what you're saying. You got a fresh start.
Not necessarily. I wouldn't say it as a fresh start. It's just more of it's it's like my own world, my world, with a whole bunch of people that love me, and I love them, and that's just the way I see it. I'm just my bubble.
Everyone, I found this place where everyone loves me, and so I do it every day.
It's my virtual reality, exactly.
Okay, it's a literal virtual reality. Okay, you seem to have a natural liveliness to you. Are you this way in your day-to-day life? Do you walk around with a bounce in your step and butterflies shoot out of your hair?
Oh God, are you kidding me?
I don't know, I'm asking.
Unfortunately, yes.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Unfortunately, I'm a very bubbly, happy person. I don't know, I'm just all around. I try to be that happy person for everybody, because not everyone's having a wonderful day. And so I know when I go through things, I sometimes want someone to come and kind of uplift me with their happiness. And so I know not everybody gets that. So I feel like I'm that person who kind of likes to uplift people and see the best in them. And that's just the type of person that I am, I guess. It's just, hello. It's
no, I think between the two choices of, are you going to be someone who's uplifting and trying to spread happiness, versus things are not going well in my life and I want other people to feel that way?
I'm going to say be real, I go through a lot of shit in my life, a lot of personal things. And so I'm not going to say that I am always happy, because I'm not. You know, everybody goes through things in life. And that's why I say, like, I stream a lot, because I find my comfort. I find a lot of happiness in it. And so, yeah, like, you know, I'm not always bubbly, but I know that the minute that I go on and, like, let's just say I'm having a really rough day, I come on. And like I said, like, the people that I've been vibing with on my streams, like, it's like they already pick up on the things that I'm feeling. And so they start conversating with me, and they kind of just uplift my whole mood. And I'm just like, okay, well, you know, now I'm feeling better. Like, now I'm like, that little bubbly, energetic thing comes out, and it just feels good to kind of share that. And then once we're all vibing out, it's just like a whole fun, you know, it's fun. And so, yeah, guys.
So just to talk about personal life a little bit, I have a hunch, and I'm not sure if this is right or not, but have you ever done some sort of dancing in your life, or is that like a talent that you have?
Oh my God. No, I actually don't know how to dance.
Okay, because you were dancing. I guess when you get gifted a lot, dancing comes into play. But I see you doing this stuff a lot, and I wasn't sure if that was like, going to be bigger moves, like. I think maybe you might have a calling in dancing, and you didn't even know it. So
I don't know how to dance.
Maybe.
I do not. They always tell me to stop. Okay. They say don't dance, so sit down.
There's like, I think everyone has their own.
Unusual to me. All right, let me sit down.
This is an out of control interview in all of the best ways. So let's just talk. All right. Now that we're grounded. Now that we're grounded. Do you?
This is the personality, guys. Love it or take it or leave it. Take it or leave it.
It's working. We will figure it out.
Justine, I see you in here.
When it comes to other talents or things like that, do you have anything that you would consider to be a passion, a talent, an interest that you'd like to share?
Something that I personally do, I've always wanted to write my own book. So I do a lot of writing and poetry, but that's just like personal. Any talents I have, I like to sing in the shower.
That's a start. Yeah.
I sing in the shower.
There you go.
I like to sing in the shower, and I just actually, talking about streaming, I just recently tried breaking out of my shell by singing on live.
How'd that go?
Horrible. Let me tell you, I had another streamer screen record it, and then they were like, oh, she's so good. I go into their stream, he's like, why don't you sing for us? I'm like, no. He's like, you know what, it's okay, I have the singing already. He pressed play on the screen record, and you can hear me in the shower singing to an adult song. I'm like, hello.
Wait. I think I put this together correctly, but probably don't do that. Don't stream while you're in the shower.
No, I wasn't in the shower. I wasn't necessarily in the shower. It's just, okay, so let me explain it, because that sounded so wrong.
Wait, did you get fully clothed in the shower because you like the acoustics?
None of that.
Oh,
listen, guys, this is horrible. This is a horrible interview so far. This is going left. Okay, guys. No, so what happened is oh Jesus. Okay, so what happened is that I feel oh God, I'm so
tell me what happened. Tell me what happened. So tell me what happened.
So what happened is that I feel I feel comfortable singing in my shower. So kind of like ooze me down. You know, I went into the shower. I'm obviously fully clothed. I just kind of had to turn on the hot shower, and I'm just in the bathroom, and I had to flip my camera so I can feel like I'm in the shower, and I'm just singing And that's when they recorded me, and I'm just like, oh geez, like they really recorded me singing. They're broadcasting this on
Of course they recorded it. You got fully clothed into a shower.
No, I wasn't in the shower. It was just for the echoing, I guess. It's like, hello.
Yeah, you wanted the acoustics. That's fine. I get it. All right. So.
Oops, he's like, Jesus.
What I think would be even funnier is if you got like an external shower and you used it like for a talent show. You're like, hang on, everyone, I've got to get set up.
Man, I was thinking about it. I was considering it. I promise.
I mean, maybe that could be your calling. Maybe you found a new category of singing. It's like shower.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I was feeling like Becky G singing in the shower.
I don't know who Becky G is. Let's not do that though.
I don't know who Becky G is. Oh my God. In the shower.
I just said I play Magic the Gathering. I don't know what a Becky G is, okay? Like, this was not 10 minutes ago. I just said.
News.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people lately that I've been seeing flooding some chats with a hashtag saying hashtag so for top badge. Talk to me. Why is that a thing? Why is that important?
Why is that important? Well, I guess they just feel like they want me to get my top badge.
Nah, we're gonna redo that from you. Why is that important to you?
I wouldn't. Okay, to be honest, it's not. To keep it 100%, I don't know. It's not as important for me to have a top badge, because all around, regardless of the top badge or not top badge, I'm always gonna stay streaming because I love it. It's something that I like to do. But as a top badge, I feel like, okay, well, it's like, it makes me feel good to have a top badge, because it's like, I feel like an acknowledgement of the fact that I've been here, like, spending my time with these people and just putting my time and my personal life out there and helping other people the same way that they've been helping me. And it would be comforting, in a way, in a sense. For me, it would feel good, but not that I would feel like, oh my God, this is like everything for me. Because at the end of the day, like, what makes everything for me is the people that come into my streams every single day and they vibe out with me and they hang out with me. That's what's important to me. So just having the top badge, like, it's like a cherry on the top, but it's not like something that I would be, going crazy for. But I appreciate it,
I'm gonna ask a question. All right. So, are you saying that if you were to never get your top badge, that you would still have fun and that you would still want to come back to streaming every day?
Yeah, regardless of the fact. If like that's just a thing for me. It's like, and I've said it, I don't know, a lot of people that know me know that it's not something that I'm dying for. It's not something, this is just like a place that I come for my comfort, for my happiness, for my well-being, at least for my mental health. That's why I'm mainly here. So it's just like,
I can say that what you just said is the secret sauce.
Aww.
and I'll explain why. And it's because when you are immersed in the conversation and community and the people that you're spending time with, everything else that you were awarded is almost secondary, because you're doing it for reasons that are sustainable, because you will forever sustain loving and connecting with people, and in your own words, everybody loves you or whatever. So I think you're on the right track. So good answer there.
Yeah.
So again, I always pose this question last, but is there anything passionate or anything that you're passionate about or anything that you would like to share while you're in this box?
Something that I am passionate about and that I would like to share. Hell yeah, you shitting me?
Give me maybe that do you collect anything? Do you collect anything?
I'm sorry. I'm hot right now.
You're fine. Do you collect anything? Do you have any hobbies besides streaming?
No. So just to share, I don't know. Is there anything I would really share? Just pretty much just to be yourself, I would say. And nothing that I really would tell anybody. Just be yourself and just love yourself and love others that, are there for you. That's pretty much it. That's the best advice I can say to people. And be nice.
Right?
And be nice.
What does YSM stand for?
It stands for you shitting me. Oh, Chris, I know you want to laugh.
No, as we have a standard for these shows, and you're like really barking me. You're walking on my edge here. Yeah, it's like almost gonna be. Hey, this is featured conversation. All right, let me straighten my necktie out real quick. Okay. All right. So, what about you're super magnificent? Is what it stands for. That
super magnificent.
You're super magnificent.
Magnificent.
It's sparkling, glittery. So when do you go live? If people want to catch you and they want to,
if you guys want to catch me on my streams, you guys definitely can catch me up early in the mornings. I'm usually up getting ready for work. So I usually be on like around 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 a.m. And then I stream later on in the evenings around 8 p.m. I'll be on throughout the night.
Is that Eastern Standard Time?
Eastern Time, yes.
Eastern Time. All right. Well, we talked about a lot. Thank you so much for getting in the box. Good luck on your streaming career. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of you.
For sure.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you don't need your phone chargers. There's a whole lot of energy coming off right here.
And that's without coffee.
Keep it away. Much love. Thank you so much for jumping in the box.
Right, for sure. Bye.
Cheers. What a nice person. Right? Just all of the energy ever right there. So that's so everybody. Speaking of which, thank you so much everyone for joining. This is Suited Up, a weekly featured show where we do some interviews, where we talk, we have some conversations, we get to know up and coming talent on the platform, as well as tease some announcements. Now I'm going to break some news, everyone. The rundown this Friday is the last one. But you called it. It's just the last one this year. We're going to have 2 weeks off. So next week and the week after, there will be no rundowns. So that means this Friday, if you want to know all of the top badges that will finally be announced for this year, you have to come this Friday. I can tell you that there is a good number and that there's going to be some updates. We're going to talk about some contests happening. So a lot of great stuff is going down, everyone. Make sure that you swing by this Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to hear a bit about that, okay? All right. Now, our last guest this evening is, like I said, a nice guy. He's a really nice guy. He embodies the thing. In fact, he's so much of one. It just like, why don't I just make him a name? I have a feeling it might deal with where he's from. Mr. Nice Guy, thank you so much for coming to the building.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
You know, I wanted to wear my ascot and stuff, but I couldn't get it here to Turkey in time. So I got a sweater, and I'm Donald Ducking it, you know.
Yeah,
so
what
hopefully the
time is it in Turkey right now?
It's 5:43 a.m.
You got up for this?
Yes, absolutely.
Did you go to sleep or did you wake up early?
I went to sleep early and woke up early, super early. So after this, I'm going straight to work. Going straight to work after this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, just because I'm so courteous, I was like, let's stick him last, so that way he has to get as little sleep as possible. Nice guy. There's a lot to learn about you. Some of the things that are interesting deal with entrepreneurship, business, and just some of the things that you've done. I mean, being in Turkey. Also, how did you find yourself in Turkey, just to begin with?
Well, that's a pretty long story. I'll tell you this. I did 15 years in the military, so I was used to traveling and things of that nature. And I'm the type of person who I set a goal and then I figure out the roadmap, how to get there and what I need to do. Yeah. So each step is calculated to a point. And my biggest goal is to become a government contractor, as far as getting government contracts and working them, have my own business. So me coming to Turkey, I took this job to get networking, the experience of it. And so the next step is when I come back to the States, I will have my own government contracting business. Wow.
Are you able to talk about the nature of the work or the type of work that you do?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm an electrical engineer by trade. And so here I'm working at the military base here. and I'm the electrical systems manager. So I'm in charge of the whole electrical grid for the base. So I'm in charge of the employees and all that good stuff. So
Wow. And that was after being in the service, correct? You said how long?
yeah, I was in 15 years. So in the service, I was an electrical mechanical engineer, and that I got a degree in electrical engineering. And for my last 5 years, I went to intelligence, military intelligence, where I worked with the drones. And I wasn't a fan of that. I didn't want to make a career out of that. So
yeah. Wow. Well, I mean, electrical engineering is impressive by itself, but they've also had a career in service. You know, thank you very much for that. Obviously,
thank you.
On behalf of the room as well. Yeah, I mean, I see comment they're inspiring. Someone such as yourself, you said I set a goal and then I work backwards. I figure out how I'm going to get to it. Do you remember an initial big goal that you set for yourself that kind of helped you realize that, hey, if I apply my mind to something, I'm the type of person who can get it done? Was there an original goal that it applied to?
There's so many. Because once I get to that goal, I'm the type of person like, what's next? You know, I'm never satisfied with where I'm at in life. I feel like there's always another step you can go to. I think my first one was getting my degree in electrical engineering, because being in the military, I would deploy every 6 months, like 6 on, 6 off, 6 on, 6 off. So I would be in Afghanistan and Iraq doing online classes to try to work on my degree while I'm, you know, shooting at people.
Wow. So you were in combat?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. Combat.
Yeah, I did 4 tours between Afghanistan, Iraq, some other places I can't name, but
yeah. Wow. Well, yeah, I guess again, yeah, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
We don't have to go too far into it, but I'm always curious. People enter the military, the service, for a number of reasons. What was the motivation for you? Was it a direction, the nobility of it? What motivated you?
It was a little bit of, it was a combination of many things. Number one, I entered shortly after 9/11 because I wanted to fight for my country. Also, I grew up in Detroit, and Detroit at the time was kind of a black hole. You know, a lot of people didn't leave it. A lot of people didn't stay there. So the military is offering free paid college tuition. I wanted to travel. I wanted to see outside of Detroit. So all that was, you know, it just went hand in hand, you know?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of travel,
the benefits are nice.
I don't know if that's the first place I'd want to travel, but I definitely understand. You get to see the world a bit. You get to see the world a bit.
Absolutely.
And after 9/11, I mean, that was a point in time where the entire country was unified, with one patriotism, I think, was at an all-time high. And so I can definitely understand that being something that helped draw you into it. When you reflect on those 15 years, what were some of the major takeaways or things that you really feel you gained while in it?
Like, for one, the discipline to be able to do what I need to do. Can somebody kick him? Thank you. To do what I needed to do, because like when I left Detroit, I wasn't doing much, you know. So when you join the military, you become a man because you fend for yourself. There's no mommy and daddy to pay for your bills, anything like that. I also learned a lot of trust in people, because you have to trust the people you're fighting with to have your back and do exactly what they're supposed to do.
Sure.
And yeah, so trust and discipline are definitely the ones that definitely stick out for me.
Absolutely. Now that you've entered, I guess, back into quote unquote like civilian life, was that an easy adjustment? I mean, being in combat, to go from being overseas to now having to adjust to a different type of life, was that hard for you?
I was ready for it, to be honest.
You were ready. You were ready.
Yeah, because I mean, I love things about the military, but there were also things I wasn't okay with. Like, I'm a person who wants to know how things work. I'm an engineer, so you know, military leadership doesn't like you asking why, you know, or if there's a better way. They just get their orders and they want you to do them. And I'm like, but sir, is this, maybe we do it this way? And they didn't like that. They weren't a fan of that, you know? So I was kind of restricted to my mindset, my thoughts and stuff like that. So it was difficult in some ways because, you know, PTSD sometimes takes over, but I have things set in place to, you know, deal with that. Like I don't sit in a restaurant with my back to the door, stuff like that. Just little stuff like that. It's nothing too crazy, but
well,
yeah, I was ready.
I mean, as far as goal setting and having that next step, it seems like it was already something that was on your mind. So here you are. And speaking of here you are, given the experience of being in the service and as an electrical engineer, how does live streaming fit into something that's appealing? Because I don't know that would be my assumption is, hey, someone with this type of experience would become a really successful streamer. How did that end up translating? How did you get your start?
So, funny story. It always starts with a funny story.
It's a funny story. I'm into the fun. Let's do it.
So last October, I broke up with my girlfriend of 5 years. And so around December, you know, Christmas time, it's getting lonely. So I was looking for a dating site, and me and my ex-girlfriend actually met on Plenty of Fish. So I was like, nope, not going to Plenty of Fish. So I went in the Google Play Store. I went to the Google Play Store and looked up an app, and Meet Me came up. So I downloaded it, I checked it out, and I was just gifting for the first few weeks. And then on New Year's Eve, December 31st, I was in a hotel, you know, drinking. And I was like, screw it, I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna go live. You know? And I had a strong 2 views for my first like 2 months, but it was a social thing that fulfilled me, because with my work, I didn't have time to be that much social and stuff like that. So meeting people all over the world and different cultures and stuff, I love that. So I was addicted from then.
Were you afraid at all to hit go live? Were you worried about
Yeah, absolutely. But like I said, on December 31st, I had that liquid courage. So that helped. Liquid courage definitely helps. So after that, I kept doing it more and more. I was like at one time doing it for 6 hours a day after a 12-hour shift at work. So,
wow. It's addicting.
It is.
You get addicted to it. I hear that. I hear that. Who pushed you, or did anyone influence you to try and do that, or was there someone that helped mentor you as to how to gain more traction in your live streams? Because obviously you're getting a lot more than 2 views these days.
Yeah, I'm doing well. There are a couple people along the way who have helped me. I gotta say, one of the main ones who's been supportive, and she just commented, is Faithful. You know, she's been supported because sometimes it's discouraging. You know, sometimes we go through our own personal things in life. You know, so she definitely helped me.
I love that.
Jack D, love you too, bro.
What advice do you get or have for the people who are watching who just think, I don't think anyone will watch me, or I don't know how to start, or everyone's already doing it? You know, why should I start? You know, what advice or what words can you throw out to them to say it's worth it?
Just like Young said in the beginning, it's consistency. It's consistency. So I see a lot of streamers that say, I don't get any views, or I don't do this. And then I ask them, what times are you streaming? Are you streaming at the same times? Because people want to know when to find you. And you have to understand, this world is big. There's something for everybody. There is somebody who relates to you, relates to your personality. You don't have to look a certain type of way. You don't have to do the same thing that this badge is doing or whatever. Just be yourself. That's what I tell them. Just be yourself, and that will attract like people. Because like my stream, I attract nice people. It's always a good vibe. It's always good energy. I love it. I love it. That's why I love coming on here and seeing them every day.
I like that. I like that a lot. As far as the next steps go for you as a streamer, people talk about, you know, so-and-so for top. Is that even on your radar, or is it just still building these connections that matters most to you?
It is on my radar. It is. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Like I said, in life, I embrace my niceness, you know, and through my whole career, I had to fight through. Everybody wants to step on the nice guy. Everybody wants to elevate themselves on the nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
I want for myself, because I'm competitive against myself, to see that nice guys can finish first, you know, on this app, because there are different personalities, different everythings, and I've seen some things on this app, but there's good people on this app who want to be inspired and feel like they don't have to run the path that everybody else runs and do certain things.
Yeah. You know, I would say that doing the right thing and being nice are not synonymous. And you strike me as the person to do the right thing. And I believe that that's why you stay successful and continue to be successful.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I want to dig back into something that you said earlier, which was that you went on Plenty of Fish. You were kind of looking for some love, you know. Like, let's get a little cold. You got your, you know. I was gonna say computer in the background. I was like, it's not a computer, Chris. But yeah, it was a computer in the background. Anyway, you're trying to keep warm with a screen. That doesn't work out so well. Are you still looking?
Not right now. I'm kind of focused on, you know, my career and stuff like that. And it wouldn't be fair to anybody for me to, if I can't give somebody my undivided attention, it's not fair to them, because that's what I want to. You know what I'm saying?
I hear that for sure. Well, Mr. Nice Guy, you definitely have shown that you are throughout this conversation. Is there anything else that we haven't had an opportunity to talk about that you'd like to share over before we close up today?
No, I just like to thank. I mean, you told me yourself that people requested me on this show.
I had 4 people reach out to me and ask, Chris, will you talk to Mr. Nice Guy? I'm like, yeah, of course, he's a nice guy. Like, so, 4 people requested you specifically.
That's amazing, and I want to thank those people. I didn't push anybody to do it, so I thank y'all. I appreciate anyone who's followed me from day one to now, and love y'all.
Excellent. A couple last things. You are a person of discipline. When are you live? When can people watch you if they'd like to hear more about you, your journey, the things you're up to?
Me too. So now it's kind of me figuring out a new schedule. I've only been here since October, and the time difference between Eastern time and here is like 8 hours. So I guess you could say for y'all time, Eastern Standard Time, it'll probably be anywhere between 6 and 7, 8. No, I'm sorry. That's my time. It would be between 1 and 2 p.m.
1 and 2
then
Eastern Standard Time?
Yes, and also around 10, 11 p.m. when I'm at work for y'all. It's like 8 a.m. for me. So
I always love it when people go, you can also catch me streaming while I'm at work. It's like,
yeah.
Okay, sure.
So, that's something I've been doing to try to, you know,
that's good.
Catch my other people too.
It's very good. Well, thank you so much. If you have not, please drop Mr. Nice Guy a favorite. It's such a great, it was such a great time talking with you, man. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. I really do.
Definitely. Mr. Nice Guy, thank you. Bye. There you have it, everybody. That's a show. Now, let's talk about next week real quick. So thank you so much to Mr. Young, to So-So, and to Mr. Nice Guy. Great conversations today with everyone. Next week is the 2nd annual holiday extravaganza. Woo! Like that. It's like a palm tree or something. Thank you so much for that. That was so nice. Next week is not going to operate the same way as normal. We'll still have some interviews, but it's not going to take place the same way that we normally do it. We are going to be celebrating traditions from around the world next week. So we'll be talking about Hanukkah, Dilawi. I know I just mispronounced that. I get it wrong every time. We'll be talking about Kwanzaa as well as Chinese New Year. We have special guests who all celebrate these holidays. We'll also have some standard holiday music. some from around the world, and performances, live music performances. It's going to be a jam-packed time. I hope you can show up and hang out with us, maybe have a little eggnog or potato pancake. Forget what it's called. Help me out, Blake. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming by. I hope that I will see you on Friday for the rundown at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is going to be a big rundown. Last one of the year. We're going to send off 2020, and we'll see you again on Friday starting after the new year. It is just the last rundown of 2020. We're not canceling the rundown. That's me knocking on wood. All right, everyone. My name is Chris Casper. I'll see you later. Cheers. Much love. Take care. And very good sign-off statement. Signing off. Bye.